Welcome back to the Make or Break shop. This week we're gonna make a butcher block countertop out of soft maple. All right, so we are going to be making a countertop, and the first step is to mill down our lumber. These are the boards that I got. They're 1 3/4 inches. And so I'm going to be cutting these into strips. So what I think I'm gonna do, this is about a 9-foot board. It's pretty much just cut it in half because the strips are gonna be laid out in different patterns. The width of the strips is gonna be the thickness of the wood. So probably 1.5 inches or so between each one, so I can use as much of this wood as possible. This is soft maple, and when I was looking it up, I was trying to figure out, do I need to get hard maple? Is that gonna work as well? But from what I could tell, soft maple is still plenty hard for what we're gonna be doing. So I'm cutting this into more manageable sections on the miter saw, and then coming back and jointing the edges so that I get a good square surface to reference everything off of on the jointer, and then starting to cut these into strips. Let's get rolling. So now that we have all the pieces milled down, we're gonna be laying these out into 3 1-foot sections to give me that overall 3-foot width. The main reason for that is because my planer can only take something a little over 13 inches wide. So I want to be able to take this through the planer once I get all these pieces glued together to get a good uniform thickness. So instead of gluing 50 pieces together, it's only gonna be 3. So I'm gonna lay out these strips and make something that's about 76 inches wide and 1 foot deep. So I'm cutting these to different sizes on the table saw with a cross-cut jig, and then just laying them out in a pattern that I think looks cool. So now that we've got this laid out, I'm going to plane these strips. The big thing is, even though I try to keep them pretty much the same thickness, I have to resaw a piece, and the thickness will get a little bit off. So if I was just to glue these straight up, I'm gonna get some gaps, and I would have to fill those in later. So to help fix that, I'm going to take the strips through the planer. And all the strips don't have to be the exact same thickness, but each line needs to be the same thickness. So like this one, can't really see that on camera. So this guy, and this guy, those need to be the same thickness. So I'm gonna take these off as groups, run it through the planer, and then put this back on, but I'm gonna prep the surface so that I can come back and actually glue it up. To glue it up, I'm gonna be using bar clamps with some plywood on top because these pieces could fall off, and then some wax paper. I wish I had stiffer plywood, but I don't, so it's gonna look a little bit goofy as I'm going, but for the most part, we should be pretty good. All right, so now that we've got this thing glued up, gotta get it off here because I gotta do one more section. I went to the gym today, and I'm so tired. All right, so we've got this thing finally glued up, and it is way bigger than I was initially thinking. When you think 6 feet by 3 feet, you're probably like, that's not very big, but pretty sure this was bigger than my bed in college especially. So now we're gonna move into the glue up section. So in order to glue this up, I've got it on the ground because this is the flattest surface I've got, and I am going to be gluing the 4 sections together because there's a little tiny one there at the end. I'm gonna be pushing this down into the bar clamps to try to get it to be the same thickness the whole way across because some of the pieces bow a little bit. And one of the ways I'm gonna do that is just with this piece of wood. Some people will make make cauls. And so they'll actually have this be bowed itself to where it will almost be like a little half moon shape, and you put the biggest part in the very middle, and then when you clamp it down, it gives you even pressure across. I'm just gonna use this guy. It should work pretty well. I've got 4 of these, so I'm gluing this down right now with these cauls. And with that, the entire countertop is assembled, so then we can move on to the prep and finish stage for this guy. All right, so I finally got that thing up there. And looking back on it, when I was talking about those cauls earlier and I said it would be okay, I'm just gonna use this guy. It should work pretty well. It was, but I do wish I'd got them a little bit closer thickness-wise, so I'm gonna have to sand this down a good bit to get uniform thickness across the entire thing. So I want to take a quick break and thank all the awesome supporters over on Patreon. Without you guys, this video would not be possible. So one thing that I'm adding to Patreon is actually my 3D models when I do these projects. Since this one is basically just a massive table, flat board, there's not one for this, but things like a crib or an end table, I've got those models you guys can download. So that is at one level, and then at other levels, you can actually get the full entire plans. And if you guys would like to support, you can check it out over at patreon.com/make-or-break shop. All right, let's get back to it. All right, so now that we've got this thing assembled, we're gonna have to stain it darker. I'm having to do this because this is going to match the floor and some other things in this room that I'm going with. And as it turns out, staining maple isn't the easiest thing. In fact, actually I have a whole video on the process that I use to stain this guy. And you can check it out right up there. We won't go super far into it. But long story short, I used General Finishes gel stain. I'm then coming back and doing several coats of this Armor Seal gloss top coat. To apply this, I'm just doing really thin layers, then coming back with 400 grit sandpaper to knock it down a little bit. I wound up doing about 4 coats on this, then letting it dry. It's still a little bit sticky because it is so humid outside, I'm guessing. So it's gonna take a little bit more time to cure, but this thing is pretty much finished. So I didn't get footage from this, but to put this together, we're just using screws and washers and making the holes a little bit larger to let this thing expand and contract with the seasons. Overall, this project went fairly well. It took me a while to figure out the staining process, so I encourage you guys to check out that video again if you haven't, to see all the different things I went through to get it to work. But I would love to know what your process is for putting together things like this, especially butcher block countertops. Leave a comment down below. We got some more projects for you guys. You can check them out right there. And until next time, go make or break something in your shop. See you guys.